Now, from the director of the School for Good and Evil to the man behind the fantasy tale, I spoke to the book's author, Soman Chainani, to find out how thrilled he is now that he's seeing his characters in a motion picture. Let's get to know more in our one-on-one sit-down.
It's such a crazy experience because when I'm writing, I'm just doing it to put it on the page for people's imaginations, and now all of a sudden, like, surreal and strange, you know? So I'll have to just experience it as I go along and sort of take one day at a time.
This was like way back in 2013. I mean, your book, the series that you have actually put out, and then, you know, there were talks of making this, into a film, but it took forever before it finally, saw the light of day.
It took a very long time.
Was there ever a time where you said might not happen?
You know, I never really believed it was going to happen because I felt like it was such a complicated book and so big. I thought it would take a long time before it would be possible. And secretly, I was wishing it would take a long time because I knew I wanted to do 6 books. I didn't want the movie to cloud what I was going to do with the books. And so it actually worked out perfectly. I finished the 6th book towards the end of 2020, and it went into production beginning of 2021. So it was all meant to be.
There you go. I mean, I just spoke with Paul, and one of my biggest, question would always be the scary factor. I mean, for me, as a viewer, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, to do the adaptation from the book to the movie and how fans are so loyal to your story, put it out in the big picture. I mean, how difficult, or what were the challenges that you guys had to go through?
I think it was trying to find the heart of the material and realizing that we were going to have to cut a lot of stuff. No question, because the book is almost 500 pages and it's packed, and there was no way we could keep everything. So it was just about picking and choosing the most important parts, but holding the heart of the story. You know, the 2 girls' friendship was going to be super, super important. And fans of the book so far have loved the movie. You know, I know there are a lot of fans in Philippines. Philippines was really one of the first places where the books blew up, and still so many readers there. So, I just think all the readers there are going to be happy.
And I also read somewhere that you said that this movie would be a bit different from the book. I mean, it's like a different animal. I mean, how true? Are there any twists that we have to look forward to?
Yeah, no, when I meant a different animal, it meant that with a book, you have so much room to explore side characters and different arcs and people's interior lives and move between characters. And in a TV series, maybe you have that. But in a movie, you've got to move quick, and it's got to be more streamlined, and it has to be, sort of a straight shot. So I think that's what was key here, is to make sure that we took the most important parts, but ultimately you're not going to get all 500 pages of material.
Do you have a most favorite part of the movie?
I think when the 2 girls are dropped in the wrong schools, it just feels so...
Right in the beginning?
Yeah, intense and beautiful and exactly the way I sort of imagined it. So I felt like Paul did such a beautiful job bringing that scene to life.
I mean, was this everything that you ever imagined? I mean, from the characters, we understand that Paul really had an unconventional way of somewhat choosing the characters. I mean, were these the characters that in your mind said, yes, oh my gosh, these girls or these guys really hit it on the head?
You know what's funny is when I'm writing, I'm inventing a totally new human, like Davi, Lasso, these characters don't exist in the world. When you're casting, I feel like you're never going to be able to match exactly what's in an author's head because it's a different person. I've invented someone. So that's where Paul has to have the freedom to be able to pick someone that he thinks represents the energy and spirit of it and let them interpret it how they wish, So I'm not looking for an exact replica of, the character on the page. We want them to see it how they want to see it.
And I mean, the setting was incredible. Did you guys have a hard time finding the location to shoot this film?
Oh, we were in Belfast, and I think a lot of it we had to build. A lot of it Paul had to build from scratch. Because he wanted stuff that felt real. And so, luckily, Northern Ireland had amazing studios, and he was able to really build the school from scratch.
So is it still there? I mean, ready for number 2 and number 3, number 4 until 6?
No, I think it's in boxes. Who knows where it is? But it'll be ready. If we need to make number 2, it'll be ready.
Okay, biggest takeaway for your Filipino fans here. What's the one thing that you guys watch this film because?
You never get this kind of movie anymore. That's not a sequel, a reboot, a remake, a retread, something you've seen a million times before. This is completely new and fresh and original, and you're never going to see anything like it. So this is the kind of movie you want to support, because this is what we all deserve, is stories that are new and reflect our times instead of the same old thing again and again.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for spending your time with us. And of course, our Filipino fans are definitely looking forward. You know, they loved your book, and the movie is, just as good. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.